What is going on, YouTube? This is Matt. Now, this is Mentorship Monday on the road. I'm super excited. I love technology. I'm grateful that we've got technology and allows that I can do cool stuff like this, like join you guys for a Mentorship Monday session while I'm driving on the road. I'm not driving, I'm riding on the road on my way to North Carolina. We're heading out here to go look at an apartment building. Stay tuned on YouTube and on Facebook for lots of updates on the apartment building we're going to go look at. And most importantly, stay tuned to Insiders because there's lots of updates there. Super exciting deal. And we're putting together a little YouTube series about this deal and about what it's going to be like. But we wanted to continue to serve you, our community, you guys here, and give you guys lots of, and give you guys answers to your questions that have been emailed in to helpme@DeRosaGroup.com. Helpme@DeRosaGroup.com with your Mentorship Monday questions. We want to get those questions answered and you give you guys some content so you guys can continue to raise your real estate investing game, even though me and my man here, Justin, are traveling. Wow! There he is. All right, what's happening, everybody? So, yeah, so Justin is in quarantine. I decided to take myself out of that, but it's okay.
All right. I'm
up. We're 6 feet apart.
Breath.
Are we 6 feet apart?
Really
it is. It's my breath. He's also dressing up like Bane from Batman for Halloween early in advance.
I'm good with it.
Yeah.
I'm good with my choices in life.
Nice. I know. I am too. Thank you. So we are here on the road for Mentorship Monday. That's the bottom line. But and then we're going to go look at a deal, right, Justin?
Yeah. We are busy. We have a deal that is getting close to the finish line, meaning they've asked us to come back into the highest and best round, meaning they really want us to sharpen our pencil, as we say, and put in the best offer we can. And we really felt we could not do that from 8 hours away. And so we had to get in the car and go. And so that's what we're doing right now. And our offer is due in like 2 days. So we had to do this quick. So we're on the road. We'll be there tonight. We'll check out some comps, and we're going to check out this property tomorrow.
And we got notice of this on Friday.
Right.
That's what we had to just scramble to get down. But again, we wanted to continue to serve our community, which is why we're doing Mentorship Monday. Speaking of communities, we talked a lot about this deal on our Insiders community. We did a full hour-and-a-half analysis of this apartment complex we're going to go look at on Insiders. If you guys can check out Insiders, and that video is still there on Insiders, which you guys can join by going to DeRosaGroup.com/insiders. You can join our Insiders community to watch the underwriting of that deal hands-on, and we'll be posting lots more updates, lots more private sessions talking about this deal on Insiders. What do you think, John?
I think if you didn't catch that URL, all you have to do is text DeRosa to 66866 to the number right there. We'll make it really easy to give you a basket of goodies, like all kinds of good stuff as far as like the actual text that we use to respond to COVID and what our property manager is doing, presentations you can't see anywhere else. So we give you a lot of data. It's free, by the way. Just text DeRosa to 66866. And then if you want to join Insiders, you can do that too. We would love to have you. If you want to follow our journey on this big property, of course we'll be on YouTube. We'll be showing you stuff. But the inside stuff, the mindset, how did we arrive at this offer price? We talk about all of that on DeRosa Insiders, and you can only get that by joining Insiders. So text that number, join us, and we'd love to see you over there.
Yeah, we hope you guys can join us there, and that's just another service we have to our community because we want to see you guys be successful. We want you guys to hit your finance and income goals and hit your life goals for yourself. And that's what we have something like Insiders that's out there for folks to learn and grow with, right? So now that's what Mentorship Monday. One more time is here is a free service. And those that get Mentorship Monday questions answered here on the air get 1 month worth of Insiders for free. So it's yet another reason why you guys want to email helpme@DeRosaGroup.com. That is helpme@DeRosaGroup.com with your Mentorship Monday questions, and we'll answer them right here. What do we got? I got Adrian on his way in. Come on in, Adrian. We do the Rocky yell, Adrian.
Yo, Adrian!
What's up, man? How are you?
What's up, man?
I'm all right. How you doing?
Great. We're great, man. Adrian, I know I talked to you on YouTube. You're a great commenter and follower on YouTube. And the same day when I did a live session for Bigger Pockets, I saw you twice in a day, and I was like, man, this is divine intervention. There are no coincidences, Adrian. I need you to email and you did, so I appreciate you reaching out to us. Really honored to serve you here and give you some real estate thoughts. So what is on your mind, Adrian? How can Justin and I help you?
All right. I don't really remember the question per se, like word for word, but to paraphrase, me and two of my coworkers live and work in New York City. We want to
Right?
start investing in Newark, New Jersey. Um, as far as how will we go about setting up a three-person LLC to protect all three of us on the investing side, and like the language that should be put into it, and stuff like that.
Okay, cool. So, first of all, I believe that your desire to invest in Newark is a good pick because Newark, as they say in some ways, and really all in North Jersey, Adrian, to become like the sixth borough. As they widen up those train tunnels going in, and add, I think, another train tunnel going into Manhattan.
Yeah.
North Jersey is going to become the slightly lower price point, but still thriving, borough of Manhattan. I mean, for folks who can't afford to live in downtown Manhattan or can't afford to live in Williamsburg or want something called a yard or maybe want something called like a little bit more square footage and not live in a 300 square foot box or something like that, they're going to
Yes.
want that and still be a part of the growth of Manhattan and part of the economy that is Manhattan, right? So I think your pick is correct. And Newark is going to be a big part of it, number one. LLC wise, fairly straightforward. Setting up an LLC, you can do part of it yourself. You can just, and this is not just New Jersey, you can just Google setting up an LLC insert your state, right? And you're going to get a few spam sites that are going to try and like get you to pay them, a couple $100 for doing this for you. And scroll down a little bit, and you'll find something that's typically a link to the state's website. The state of New Jersey, it's like nj.gov/treasury or something like that, right? You can set up the LLC and register. All you're really looking to do is register it with the state, and it costs you about $125, I believe, in New Jersey. That's number one. Number two, you can go to the IRS website, give yourself an EIN number. Okay, with those two items, you now have an LLC, but that's not really what you need. What you really need is an operating agreement, right? For your LLC. So setting up the LLC is easy. Now, you got two buddies, you and two friends are going to be doing this. What you need to get clear on is what each of y'all are going to do, okay? What you're going to do. What you're going to do and how much you're going to put in, if you're going to put any cash in, and how much equity and what you're going to get for what you do, right? Some people would say roles, goals, and compensation, right? Put in that, you define that for each of the three of you, and then most importantly, define how the LLC gets unwound, how it gets exited from, something like that. Just
Yeah, that's a really great point. Listen, the operating agreement is really the key to this. Like Matt said, you can set up that LLC in 10 minutes or less on the website, but the operating agreement is going to list who's contributing, so how much are each of you putting in, what your roles are and responsibilities, and then again, to that point, how do you leave this thing? What if one of you wants to buy it out? What if one of you doesn't hold up to their responsibilities that you're defining? So these are uncomfortable conversations to have because you're all excited right now and you're all thinking, yes, we're all going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. But then one of you might, get distracted by another project or another partner or just not be into real estate. And you need to provide a path forward so the other partners can work with each of you to work your way out.
And if you're going to be business people, you got to get used to having difficult conversations.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it's a great time to practice at it and to sit down and think through the life cycle and how are you distributing profits? Because your company hopefully will make some money, but are you taking all your profits out? Are you holding on to them? What are you doing with those reserves? Like every aspect of the business you've got to think about. What's coming in, what's going out, how are you spending, how you're investing, are you investing in marketing? Who's the final decision maker? If there's three of you, is it majority rules? Is it 2 versus 1? How does this company make decisions? Is there a CEO? Who is responsible? So that's what you got to talk through, line it all up, and have those hard conversations. But at the end of the day, your LLC will be stronger. And I'll tell you from my experience, and I don't want to speak for Matt, but
Similar.
having that stuff lined up ahead of time will save you a ton of headache and the hard conversation now is way harder when you're talking about money in the bank account and the properties you have to untangle and everything else. So have it now before you get into it.
Good stuff.
All right.
So, Adrian, man, I think you're set up for success. You're picking the right market. I think your timing is well. Right now, New York's a little bit, the market's I think questionable, teetering a little bit. Given all the Corona crazy and everything else going on. So I think right now is the time to scale up. And I think that you're, as long as you and your partners all bring a unique ability to the table, I think you guys are going to be successful.
Thank you. Appreciate it. We're trying to be.
Nice. Adrian, thank you. And remember, man, I hope I see you contributing on Insiders. You got a lot of energy. I really appreciate all your contributions to our YouTube page before and the stuff that we do for Bigger Pockets.
Yes.
And I look forward to seeing you jumping all over Insiders as well. Like I said, I have question askers to help me at DeRosaGroup.com get 1 month free to Insiders. We hope to see you out there. Jump out and get on there soon because we're going to be talking more about the deal we're going to go see in North Carolina right now.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Adrian, come see us again, man. Best of luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for joining us on Mentorship Monday. Cool. That's good stuff, Justin. It's really all about partnerships, and when you're partnering, it's really about setting things up the right way. In your partnerships and in your structures and everything like that.
And it's hard because it's uncomfortable because your buddies, you're getting into business and everyone's excited. Like, that's the best part, right? When you're about to go do something.
Pop the champagne, right? Hey!
Everyone is excited and on board. And then the work starts and someone's not holding up their end. And,
and life changes.
Exactly.
It's life changes. The operating agreement needs to say who's going to do what. And also, how are you going to exit when we end this thing? Because these things, most LLCs don't last in perpetuity. At some point, they have to begin middle and end.
I want to add that Jay Scott taught me that you need to have the conversation of what does success look like. Not only how do we get out of it, but what does success look like? Because if you and I are partners, and I think $5,000 of profit is a success, and you think $5 million of profit is a success, then we're operating on two different tracks with two different goals.
That's a great question.
And so that's another essential thing, Adrian. I hope you're still watching us because have those conversations. What does an awesome, successful future look like? That way you all know you're heading in the same direction.
Awesome. Cool. All right, who's our next guest? We've got Jerry coming online. Hey, Jerry, how are you?
What's going on, man?
Good. How you guys doing?
Great.
It's great
man.
to be a part of your first Road Warrior experience. I'm glad to be a part of it.
We just need Viking helmets here. That's for the Road Warrior thing, we want to go to conquer territory, I think.
Jerry, can you go out to your car so we can have this conversation?
Yeah, right. Can you go drive around the block? You look way too comfortable. Yeah.
I know. I'm in my home office. What can I say?
I know. It's raining and loud here. You look way too comfortable, Jerry. Absolutely. So what can we do for you today, Jerry?
So today, my question revolves around a cost segmentation study. I consulted with a local tax attorney or tax consultant, and they recommended a cost segregation study. So I went out and I contacted a couple of more specialty cost segregation companies, and they gave me some estimates. And the cost seems to be about the same. I've got 7 buildings. The cost of the study is going to be about $12,000, but they're talking about bringing forward about 10% of my overall portfolio net worth in terms of depreciated accelerated depreciation. So have you guys done cost segregation studies? Do you think it's worth it? I'm kind of debating. It looks like it's worth it. My other concern was also kind of on the back end in terms of depreciation recapture taxes, that kind of thing. So there's a lot to it, needless to say.
Yeah, there's a lot to cost seg. So we've done cost seg on a property. So I'm happy to share my experience with it. We did it on a $7.7 million property. We got $1.5 million in write-off.
Wow.
In that, so we got just over 20%
wow.
on the. So so it sounds good. But the problem with that, it was almost too much. So I talked to my CPA, and we actually didn't take all of it, right? Because he was like, "This is likely this could be an audit trigger." To go in and show up with this much depreciation in 1 year. In addition, you're gonna. Do you have investors?
No.
Or is it you?
No.
You don't. Okay.
It's just the two of us.
Got it. So for us, this was a syndication that we have out in Kentucky with like 40 investors, right? So my CPA brought up something interesting. He was like, if you go give your investors this much of a write-off in 1 year, they are either going to expect it or it's going to give them such an enormous windfall in a year, and then they're going to be left, without much of a tax windfall in the following years that you're kind of feast or famining these guys. So we decided to do is we took only the 5-year write-off items. So we took about half of that 1.4 million in write-offs in the first year, and then we decided to space the longer stuff. Because in a cost seg, and again, I'll explain cost seg a little more for those that don't know what it is. I'll explain it briefly if you can help me explain it here in a second, Gary. But it breaks down. There's 5-year life stuff, and there's longer life stuff. Then there's the dirt, like the bricks and mortar stuff, that's 27.5 years. So we took the short-term stuff all in a year, and then the longer stuff we're going to spread out over a longer period of time.
Yeah.
Because we didn't want that. I mean, it's kind of like a big, enormous shot in the arm, and then you got nothing left.
Right.
If you take it all at once. So I would decide what you're going to do with that enormous write-off you're going to get. It sounds really cool to get that big of a write-off, but then you've actually written off a lot. You've written off, for us, 20% of our value.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So now what? You know, I can't cut off my land at 10%. So I'm now left with 70% of my building value to write down over 27.5 years, minus some of the longer term stuff that's in the fee. So you kind of push all in up front. You know, may I ask, what is your long-term plan with these properties?
Well, I'm not sure. And so what I did this morning was I calculated out if I sold them in 2025, because I was concerned about the depreciation recapture tax, which is at ordinary income rates. So what would that impact have on me then? I did a little spreadsheet. I'm not sure if I got the numbers right, but it looked like it doesn't have a huge impact. But so, our goal is to keep these properties for at least 6 to 7 years from this point.
Yeah. Okay. So you want to hold them for a bit. That's
Yeah.
why I'll say that you're going to hold for a little while. So talk to your CPA, by the way, because I had heard that maybe it's not depreciation recap, but tax cost tax basis versus ordinary income. I'm not challenging what you said, but definitely talk to the CPA because I'm not a CPA.
Yeah.
But that's for me. So, just explain cost seg real quick, if you want me to.
Yeah. So on a depreciation is the what the IRS says the value of your property is depreciating by a certain amount every year, and so normally it's like 127 to round numbers. Every year your property decreases in value by that much. Of course, we know real estate tends to appreciate, and you're not usually losing 1/27 of the value each year. So cost segregation takes that depreciation schedule over 27 years and pulls it forward. So you can depreciate things like your carpet and your fixtures, all these other things that normally depreciate faster than 27 years.
They don't have a 27-year.
Exactly. Like your carpet is probably a 5-year depreciation. Your kitchen cabinets might be a 10-year depreciation. So there's these things that have long gone in 27 years. I'm going to depreciate that over 10 years. So on a single family house, it's probably going to make less sense. When we talk about a portfolio like Gary here, or when we're talking about a giant property like 1 or 200 units, that really adds up. And so now I can pull forward some of that depreciation and get a lot of extra tax benefits early on. So, Jerry, it's hard to say because a lot of this depends on your personal situation and how much income do you have this year that you're trying to offset? How much are you planning for next year? Is the normal depreciation schedule enough, or do you really feel like by investing in this, you need that extra write-off this year and next year to capture that extra depreciation? So I would look at, try to model out income and expenses for the next 5 years, let's say, and then model it out with the depreciation. And if you need to offset it and it's worth the investment, that's probably well worth it. And if not, it sounds like you got a lot of properties. You probably already have a lot of depreciation coming in. You may not need it. Then you don't have to worry about recapping. Yeah.
I got you. Well, hey,
it's a good investment.
And so with a follow-up question, so in terms of like our current income, we don't have a lot, and we're offsetting a lot of my wife's W-2 with our real estate losses. So then I guess the depreciation I pull forward becomes a carryover loss for the next couple of years, right? So then,
yeah,
I mean that makes it slightly different for us, but it's still we're able to carry that loss forward, which will benefit us.
But you file, you're professional in your tax return. Are you filing yourself as a real estate professional?
Yes.
Okay. So, like, education piece on that. I'm a real estate professional. You're probably filing as a real estate professional too. Because it's our profession, you're allowed to carry that forward. I mean, like when I was first getting started, I pulled my wife into a lower tax bracket because of my real estate efforts. I mean, it was awesome. I mean, I was able to, filing with the IRS as a real estate professional really unlocks the door to full access to a lot of the benefits that owning real estate gives. Without that, if all you got is W-2, you are limited on how much you can pass through, and you really using your real estate loss to pull down your W-2 doesn't happen. You only do that if you're a real estate professional. I was going there, so I'm glad you brought that up. So I was going to ask you why you wanted to do this. Now I get you could actually pull down your wife's income quite a bit, and do carry forward losses. And those carry forward losses would eventually apply to the gain of the sale of the building if you didn't consume all those losses before you sold.
Oh, I got you.
They kind of steamroll, you know.
I would actually want to model it out in a spreadsheet, because it sounds like you've already got a lot of depreciation and you're already pulling down for income pretty significantly.
That's right.
And offsetting it. And so my question is, how much extra value are you doing the cost seg? How much extra do you think you're going to be able to write off? And what is that gap? So if you're able to take it down to nothing and carry forward, and it's worth it because now you're paying no taxes, well, great. But actually model it out so you can see the difference, because it seems like you're already being pretty successful at offsetting your income.
Yeah, that's right.
And one last thing, when you've also got to think about, Jared, what you want to do when you sell these properties. Are you 1031ing? Are you going to just cash out, take your chips, and leave the table, or what are you going to do? Have you thought about that yet?
Not to that detail level, no. I mean, we've done some 1031s to get to this level, which has been great. Of course, the plan would be to kick the can down the road, so that might be part of it. It just kind of depends where we are in 5 years, really.
Got it. Not to be not to be too morbid, but the best tax advantage, the best tax move you can do is to hold in perpetuity and pass it along to your descendants. Because the cost, as I understand, the cost basis resets when you pass it down line. So so they say defer, die. You know.
Right. Yeah.
And that's not that anybody wants any of his debt or anything like that, but that's kind of like that's the best tax leverage you got.
Well, nobody gets out alive, right?
No, nobody's going to do it. So, well, that's great, Joe. Well, listen, you're in what I call you're in a good conundrum, where it sounds like you've only got positives at left or your right. So I commend you. But might I ask, how many units is in this portfolio we're talking about?
So it's only 10 units, 7 single families, and 3 duplexes. So, but it's California, which is why the valuation's crazy, of course.
Yeah.
Everything is bigger out here.
For that reason, that might be a good reason to do it, because you'll probably, just because of the dollars, it'll get unlocked through depreciation. Would be a good reason to do it, even though the unit count's not that high. It's still probably a good dollar write-off to get. So.
Yeah.
Jerry, message me after this. I'd be very happy to introduce you to the person who did our cost segregation study.
Oh, great.
And he can absolutely talk you through the pros and cons and details.
Yeah.
Hey, excellent. Hey, that'd be great, Justin. Appreciate that. Excellent.
No problem.
Jerry, thank you for your question. Looking forward to seeing you over on Insider. Just a reminder, everybody watching here, when you submit questions to help me at DeRosaGroup.com and you make it here on the air with Justin and I, that gives you a 1-month membership to Insiders for free. Just as a thank you for coming on the air with us. So, Jerry, thank you for joining us today. I look forward to seeing you on Insiders, and we love having seasoned real estate investors like yourself on Insider just to help us aid the community. Looking forward to seeing your comments and posts there, and being an active member. So thank you again for your question.
Thanks, Jerry.
Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it. Thanks so much. Drive safe.
Thank you. Cool. But just it's really intrigues me, Justin, what the value of owning real estate does from a tax perspective. Just one of the many reasons. I remember reading that perception board out when I first got started is just real estate offers so many different amenities like cash flow, but also tax leverage. Very few real estate investors I know have a major tax problem. I mean, it's such a forgiving profession when it comes to taxes.
Yeah.
So
way to do it.
it's great. Cool. Hey, thank you guys for watching one last time. We're probably going to jump over to Insiders right now in a couple of minutes. Those of you guys that are Insiders members, go over to Insiders now because we're going to start talking about this deal. We're going to go see what we get to go a little more gloves off and throw out a little more information on it. If you guys are not members, go to DeRosa Group right now, DeRosaGroup.com, and just join us /insiders. You can join the Insiders community. It's $24 a month. Very reasonable for the education and exposure that you get. And it's really an inside look into a growing real estate company that is the DeRosa Group. So I hope you guys can join us. Justin, final thoughts?
That's it, man. I love doing this stuff on the road, man. This is great. The tech works, so
the tech works. We did it.
Woo!
Yay! All right, guys. Thank you for watching. We'll probably be in the comfort of our offices, and online normally next week. But thanks for joining us on the road. I appreciate you guys as always being with us. And just as we always say, have a great, profitable week.